There's someone out there, somewhere in this vast universe, sitting with a pen hovering over paper, their phone in their hand, words forming and dissolving on their tongue before they ever reach the air. They're rehearsing, practicing, trying to find the perfect combination of words that will somehow undo the silence between you, that will bridge the gap their own actions created. Can you feel it? That strange pull in your chest, that sudden thought of them that comes out of nowhere. That's not random. They're thinking of you right now, and their energy is reaching across whatever distance separates you, desperate and hesitant all at once. Before we dive deeper into what's really happening behind the scenes, I want you to remember something important. Only take what resonates with you. Not every word will be yours, not every detail will match your story, but somewhere in this reading, there's a message meant specifically for your soul. Trust yourself to recognize it when it arrives. Let me show you what the cards are revealing. I'm drawing 3 cards from the deck, and as they fall into place, I can already feel the weight of this situation. The 2 of Swords reversed, the Magician reversed, and the 10 of Wands. Do you see what's happening here? There's confusion, there's manipulation, or at least the fear of it, and there's exhaustion. Someone carrying far too much weight all alone. The 2 of Swords reversed is telling me that you've been stuck in a place of absolute uncertainty about someone's intentions. You've been asking yourself over and over again whether this person was being honest with you, whether they were showing you their true self, or just a carefully constructed version designed to keep you interested while they figured out what they actually wanted. There's this feeling of being blindfolded, trying to make a decision without all the information you needed. And you know what? Your intuition was right to question things. The Magician reversed, sitting right next to it, confirms that something wasn't quite right. This person had all the tools, all the ability to be honest and direct with you. But instead they chose to withhold, to manipulate the narrative, to keep certain truths hidden, while showing you only what they wanted you to see. For many of you, you're currently in a period of no contact with this person. Nothing is actively happening on the surface. Your phone isn't buzzing with their messages, you're not running into them. There's just this eerie silence where there used to be a connection. But underneath that silence, there's so much happening. The 10 of Wands is showing me that before this silence fell, you were carrying the entire weight of whatever existed between you. You were the one initiating conversations, the one planning, the one investing emotional energy, the one trying to make sense of mixed signals and inconsistent behavior. You were doing the work of 2 people, and it was crushing you. Your back was breaking under the weight of a connection that should have been shared equally. I'm seeing death appearing alongside these cards, and I know that word can sound scary, but let me tell you what it really means here. You created an ending. You made a change. You walked away from a situation that was draining you, even though part of you hoped that walking away would wake this person up. There was a part of you that expected them to chase you, to suddenly realize what they were losing, and come running with all the clarity and commitment they'd been withholding. But they didn't, did they? That's what hurts the most for some of you. You ended things or created distance, and they just let you go. They didn't fight for you the way you would have fought for them. Now I'm pulling more cards to see where you're at currently, and I'm getting the 6 of Swords reversed and the Queen of Wands. There's something different about your energy now. You've transformed through this experience. The Queen of Wands is confident, self-assured, magnetic, creative. She knows her worth. She doesn't beg or chase or diminish herself for anyone. You're stepping into this energy, or you're already there, but the 6 of Swords reversed is telling me there's still a part of you that's connected to the past. You haven't fully moved forward because you never got the closure you deserved. This person from your past is still taking up space in your mind, still pulling on your energy, because things ended without clarity. You walked away from someone you viewed as manipulative or selfish, someone who wouldn't share the emotional burden, and that lack of resolution keeps you tethered to what was. So let me look into what's actually going on with this person right now, because their energy is coming through so strongly in this reading. I'm pulling cards specifically for them, and oh my goodness, the emotion here is overwhelming. The Tower reversed, the Five of Wands, the Three of Wands, and the Ten of Cups reversed. And underneath all of it, the Page of Cups is hiding. Do you know what this means? This person is filled with regret. The Tower reversed shows me that they've had their own internal collapse, a breaking down of whatever false beliefs or fears kept them from being real with you. The Ten of Cups reverse is showing me that they're deeply unhappy with how things turned out between you. They're looking at what could have been, what you could have built together, and they're mourning it. The Page of Cups underneath everything is so telling. This person wants to reach out to you. They want to apologize. They want to say sorry and explain themselves, and maybe try to make things right. But the Five of Wands is showing me they're absolutely terrified of conflict. They're afraid that if they reach out, you'll be angry with them. They're afraid of being yelled at, rejected, told off. They're afraid of kicking off an argument or opening up a confrontation. So instead of being brave and just communicating, they're stuck in this avoidant energy, biding their time, waiting for some perfect moment that may never come. The Three of Wands shows them looking toward the future, watching and waiting, but not taking action. Let me pull some oracle cards to get even more specific about who this person is and what's really blocking them. I'm getting the Clock, the Roadblock, and the Knight. The Clock is telling me this is absolutely someone from your past, someone you have history with. This isn't some random person. This is someone who still occupies space in your heart and mind, someone you might still see somehow, whether through social media or mutual connections, or actual physical proximity. There's unfinished business here. The Roadblock is so literal, it almost makes me laugh. Something became blocked between you two. There's an actual obstacle, and the card even says 2 steps forward and 1 step back. That perfectly describes how this connection felt, doesn't it? Every time you thought you were making progress, something would happen to push you back again. The Knight is showing me this person has been struggling with their health or dealing with significant stress. For those of you who know this person well, you know they're prone to anxiety. They're a stress case, they internalize everything. This person may have recently lost something as well, whether that's a job, another relationship, a sense of direction, or even their connection with you, which they're now realizing was more valuable than they understood at the time. I'm pulling clarification cards because I need to understand why this person is waiting and what they think the right time is. The Three of Pentacles is coming out, and it's showing me that you viewed this person as uncooperative when it came to building something together, to putting in equal effort and collaboration. They fell short. You were trying to create a partnership, and they were acting like a solo player. The Queen of Swords reversed is showing me there's a boundary in place now. I wouldn't be surprised at all if you blocked this person's number, deleted them from social media, or made it very clear that you were done. You communicated your boundary clearly, probably more clearly than you'd ever spoken to them before, and it shook them. But here's what's fascinating. The Ace of Wands is appearing, and this card is all about spark, passion, desire, new beginnings. The attraction is still there. The chemistry hasn't died. Whatever existed between you on a physical and energetic level is still very much alive. This person still feels that pull toward you, that magnetic draw, but they're convinced you won't be open to hearing from them. They've built up this story in their mind that you hate them, that you've moved on completely, that reaching out would only make things worse. Let me look at what this person actually did that made you give up on the situation, because I want to give you validation for your feelings. I'm pulling the Two of Cups reversed, Four of Cups reversed, King of Cups, Two of Pentacles, with the Hermit at the bottom. This is so clear. This person was emotionally withholding. They had feelings for you, deep feelings, but they refused to share them openly. The Two of Cups reversed shows a relationship where one person wasn't offering their heart fully. The King of Cups shows they had the emotional depth, they were capable of love and connection, but they kept it locked inside. For some of you, you could sense that they cared about you, You could feel it in certain moments, but they would never say it. They would never give you the reassurance or commitment you needed. The Four of Cups reversed, and Two of Pentacles show me you gave them time. You waited, you were patient, you didn't pressure them immediately. But there came a point where you realized that no amount of waiting was going to change someone who didn't want to change. The Hermit shows me this person would withdraw regularly. They would pull back into themselves, especially when dealing with emotions or problems. Instead of communicating with you about what they were going through, they would isolate, they would go silent, they would shut down. This is the type of person who pushes people away when they're struggling instead of letting people in to help. You had enough of the inconsistency, the hot and cold treatment, the emotional unavailability. You had the Strength card energy, which means you found the courage to draw a line in the sand. You decided you couldn't keep living in uncertainty about this person's feelings and intentions. You threw in the towel not because you didn't care, but because you cared about yourself more than you cared about waiting for someone who might never be ready. Now let me ask the cards directly why this person's energy is coming through so strongly in this reading right now. I'm getting the King of Cups, Queen of Swords reversed, the Devil, the Hierophant reversed, and the Chariot reversed. This is so interesting. This person is coming through because they're taking your boundary very seriously, maybe too seriously. The Queen of Swords reversed shows they see you as someone who's put up a wall, someone who's judged them. The Hierophant reverse suggests they feel you judged them harshly or unfairly, that you didn't give them grace or understanding for whatever they were going through. The Devil is showing restriction and feeling trapped. They feel trapped by the situation they created. They feel restricted by your boundary. They want to reach out but they feel like they can't. The Chariot reversed shows they're not moving forward, they're stuck, paralyzed by fear and doubt. And look at this. The Queen of Cups reversed is appearing, which represents you in their eyes. They feel like they pushed their soulmate, their divine counterpart, into a cold and closed-off energy. They remember when you were warm, open, forgiving, loving, the Queen of Cups energy. But their actions and their emotional unavailability pushed you into Queen of Swords energy, where you're logical, boundaried, no longer willing to accept breadcrumbs or half-truths. This person hasn't chased you, hasn't reached out, but that doesn't mean they haven't been thinking about you constantly. They have been. You're on their mind all the time. This message is coming through because they want you to know they do want to come toward you, but they're nervous, they're afraid you're angry with them, that you'll reject them, that you'll judge them as having crossed a line they can't come back from. I'm pulling oracle cards for their feelings, and the messages are so intense. This love is crazy, childhood trauma. Life without you is hopeless, dark, and depressing. I miss your light, and the passion is too much. Can you feel the weight of these messages? This person has never felt anything like what they feel for you. It scares them how intense it is. The passion is overwhelming to them. They're calling you their light, which means they feel like they're in darkness without you. They're in a dark tunnel, and they're looking for the way back to you. The childhood trauma card is significant. This person has unresolved trauma from their past, likely from their upbringing or early relationships. The Ten of Pentacles reversed and Eight of Swords clarify this further, showing domestic problems and feeling mentally trapped. Whatever they experienced in childhood created patterns of emotional unavailability, fear of vulnerability, and self-protection that show up in their adult relationships. They can't stop thinking about you. That's what the Eight of Swords is also showing, but they feel trapped by their own mind and past. The Five of Cups reversed with life without you is hopeless, dark, and depressing, shows regret and sadness, but also a desire to not stay in this energy forever. They don't want to remain in this dark place. They want to turn things around with you. They want to step out of the darkness and into the light, which is how they see you. So what is this person actually going to do? What can you expect? I'm pulling the Four of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, Ace of Swords reversed, Page of Swords, Five of Wands reversed, the Star, Nine of Cups reversed, and the Wheel of Fortune. This person is currently holding back because they genuinely believe you are completely done with them. The Nine of Wands shows they feel defensive and like they've already lost. The Ace of Swords reversed shows their thinking is unclear and distorted. They're not seeing the situation clearly. The Page of Swords suggests they might be watching you, checking your social media, gathering information, making assumptions about your life and how you feel. The Five of Wands reversed shows extremely avoidant energy. They don't want to cause conflict or start an argument. This might be someone who's generally non-confrontational, possibly even timid in some ways. They avoid difficult conversations at all costs. But here's the hope. The Star card is appearing. They still have hope. They haven't given up internally, even if they appear to have given up externally. The Nine of Cups reversed and Wheel of Fortune tell me they're in a state of waiting, hoping that fate or timing or the universe will somehow create the perfect opportunity for reconnection. They're relying on something external to make this easier for them, rather than taking direct action themselves. I'm pulling more cards and getting Death, Seven of Swords, with the Tower at the bottom. Don't be fooled into thinking this person just moved on happily after your separation. The Tower at the bottom shows they've been devastated. The Death card shows they recognize something significant ended. The Seven of Swords shows they keep trying to plan what to say to you. They keep putting pen to paper, writing and deleting messages, rehearsing explanations, but there's still this inability to be fully honest. Even now, when they think about contacting you, they're thinking of doing it in some indirect way rather than just being straightforward and vulnerable. What this person really needs is to have a clear, honest conversation with you. That's what would heal this situation. But the Nine of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, and Eight of Cups show they feel like they need some grand strategic plan because they think you've already left emotionally. They're overcomplicating this. They're missing the simpler path, which is just authentic communication and vulnerability. The Ace of Swords reversed in their mind shows they're not thinking clearly about this at all right now. The Lover's card, Page of Cups, and Ten of Swords are appearing with the High Priestess at the bottom. There is a powerful spiritual connection between you two. This is a soulmate connection, a divine partnership that was meant to teach both of you something important. But it looks like things started and ended quickly, almost before they truly began. There's yearning on both sides. You can sense this person's energy reaching for you, and they can sense yours too. The High Priestess confirms you have psychic or intuitive awareness of each other. This person will eventually reach out. The cards are clear about that, but it's not happening soon. For some of you, this won't be for several months. When I look at the timing, I'm seeing possibly summertime. Before they reach out, you'll get some sort of sensation or sign. Pay attention to your dreams, to sudden thoughts of them, to signs and synchronicities. Your intuition will alert you before they make contact. When they do finally reach out, what will their energy be like? I'm seeing the Eight of Pentacles and the Chariot. They'll be more focused on what they actually want moving forward. The Four of Wands suggests they'll be in a more emotionally stable place, more grounded, more ready for something real. But again, this is months away, not weeks. They need time to work through their own issues and gain clarity. This is a person who is rehearsing what they want to say to you. They're writing and rewriting the explanation in their mind. They're trying to find the courage to be honest about their feelings, their fears, their mistakes. They know they hurt you by being emotionally unavailable. They know they lost something precious, and they're living with that regret every single day. But fear is keeping them silent. Fear of rejection, fear of conflict, fear of being vulnerable and having that vulnerability thrown back in their face. For now, focus on yourself. You've already done the hard work of setting boundaries and choosing yourself. Keep embodying that Queen of Wands energy. Keep shining your light. Keep growing and evolving. If this person is meant to come back into your life with the honesty and emotional availability you deserve, they will, but don't put your life on hold waiting for it. You deserve someone who doesn't need to lose you to realize your worth, someone who shows up consistently, someone who matches your energy and effort, whether that's this person after they've done their healing work, or someone completely new. Trust that what's meant for you will find you. Thank you so much for being here and allowing me to read this energy for you. I hope this brought you clarity, validation, and peace. Remember, take only what resonates and leave the rest. Trust your intuition above all else. I'm sending you so much love and light on your journey.